Hotel. Kilo. Hotel. Kilo. Form. Uniform. Buffer. Delta. Back. Victor. Foxtrot. 2. X-ray. 7. Victor. Papa. Bravo. Isaiah got Tango. White. Zulu. Hotel. Hotel. Papa. Hotel. India. Sierra. Uniform. November. Delta. Back. India. Victor. 6. Foxtrot. Tango. 2. X-ray. 7. Victor. Alpha. Papa. Bravo. This is Notebook.
Okay, I want y'all to listen to this just a minute.
Media, it went out, put it out. Yeah, it is put out already. The Russians have put it out over RT and other mainstream Russian media. It went out over BRICS News, their official channel, that Russia has documents that prove that NATO has attacked Russia.
Also, folks, U.S. intel is saying that Russia is fixing to attack NATO. And
Hey,
also,
Thompson, this is not the place to...
Also, folks, the subscriber stealing has started on this channel, and the censorship, by the way. I knew it was only a matter of time. Hit the live button just a second ago, and they stripped 5 subscribers from us. And they was messing with reviews earlier.
say that. Yeah, oh boy.
Yep. Oh boy, here we go. But
Keep BRICS News over RT and other mainstream Russian media. It went out over BRICS News, their official channel, that Russia has documents that prove that NATO has attacked Russia.
yep, it is now being reported in Russian media that they have proof that NATO has attacked Russia. U.S. intelligence is now saying that they have intel that Russia is fixing to attack NATO. Also, the explosive drone discovered at the airport in Germany is linked to the Russian government, U.S. intelligence finds. Also, overnight in Germany last night, they had sightings of a bunch more drones flying around key military installations. Russia has just called on all BRICS members to begin joint development and manufacturing of drones. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Questions, please. Questions, please. Well, Collie, we all know what it will turn into. Um, Russia did put its its land mobile has been put on combat alert. We know that. They have now put their naval nuclear missile stuff on combat alert. We also know that they have put their land based silo systems on combat alert. They've done this over the last few years. Also, there has been reporting in the last few months, I think, that they've also placed their forces in Belarus on combat alert. Yes, recall troops and dispersal of road mobile systems is a key indicator, but their dispersal of the road mobile systems has already been done, Collie, from reports that we have seen over the last months here. So everything is ready. They've moved tactical nuclear missiles up to the border with NATO. So everything is in place. They've just done this saying that they have proof that NATO has attacked Russia, blah, 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 as an information space. That way they can justify an invasion of NATO. That's why what is being done right now is being said and done. But we do know that all their nuclear forces are on combat alert, and they have been for some time now. We will never know that until it has been done, Collie, about the orders. I am reporting what has been reported today. U.S. intelligence says that Russia is fixing to attack NATO. We've got more sightings of Russian drones around key installations in Germany. This comes about a week after the one that was found with an explosive device at a Germany airport that is being used to move ammunition and stuff for Ukraine. It was discovered very close to a aircraft that was full of ammunition. And U.S. intelligence finds that the explosive drone discovered at the airport in Germany is linked to the Russian government. Yep, I know, Cully. I'm trying to lay everything out the way I'm the same way, exactly the same way. But yeah, Russia. And we'll give you a rundown here. Explosive drone discovered at airport in Germany last week is linked to the Russian government. U.S. intelligence. Russia is now calling on all BRICS members to begin joint development and manufacturing of drones. Russia plans to attack NATO to test its strength, U.S. intelligence finds. Russian media reports that NATO was involved in direct strikes on Russia and have obtained documentary evidence. Um, but yeah, we are getting very close to this, and my timeline looks to be on key. Also, all these flights that you're seeing on screen up here from today, this is a playback, this is from earlier today, has been linked to fine combing of the Baltic Sea for enemy units above and below surface before command would let the ship Ark Germania leave Bacard port for transport of military units across the Baltic Sea. So all this was done, well, most of it, as you see up here, most of this was done, especially this over here, especially this one. That way they would let the ship leave port that has NATO military units on board and being transported across the Baltic Sea. That was going to go over here to one of these areas right over here. And Lithuania is where it was heading to. I think it was right in here or something. But that ship is going over there. And that ship is said to be being shadowed by a Dutch frigate. Can't say yes and cannot say no on that, Cully Pop. If you have a link, go there and post it in Discord for us. Or on Rumble.
Hey, Thompson, this is not the place to say that.
But stuff is definitely heating up.
Yeah, oh boy.
And I will say this, after this news came out about all this, EAMs went off the charts for a little while. Some of you was here. At times, I couldn't even get a word in. So I look forward to see what the reports coming out in the European media is in the coming hours and coming days. Now, folks, this is a very good time for you all to get signed up on our network. There's a pinned link in chat. Go there, sign up. Once you sign up on Coffee Club, you will find a link to get into our Discord through the second page of the post tab. I will go over here and I will get you a video for that. Get shareable link. You go watch this video right here. This explains how to get into our Discord. It's how explains how to go sign up on Coffee Club and what the Discord consists of. And may I ask, if you are in Discord or are going to sign up for Discord, you need to leave your alerts on for at least the all call channel. That is the channel that you will get notified in when something happens or we go live. And when you do, if you do sign up for Coffee Club, make sure you use your same name in Discord as you do your Coffee Club. That way I know who you are. Thank you. Now with that, I'm going to let you listen to Lee for just a minute.
Didn't you see the bingo have? Not saying when or where. That's the interesting part about it. Well, Kevin, they're not saying when or where. That's the interesting part about it. They're just claiming that they have the evidence. They have documentation,
This is Russia
proof
claiming
that NATO has attacked Ukraine. Or excuse me, that NATO has attacked Russia. Well, somebody is expecting a response. We've had EAM after EAM after EAM starting about an hour or so after the announcement was made. And if you look in the lower right-hand corner, you can see, and let me move that over here, stand by.
I honestly don't think it's going to happen today. Yep, we've got another massive attack on Kyiv and Ukraine right now. As you can see, I will show you here a second. Let me pause this. We'll go over here and I'm going to pull up the map. Look at that, folks. Ukraine is half red, and it is turning more red by the minute.
Here, you see all these tracks, and I can go here. I think so. So you can see here where they were flying around. So the RC-135 came in, came up, came across, did their bow tie. Two bow ties, as you can see here
What
and
Lee
here.
is showing you right now is the flights for today.
Went out to the southeast, then south through Lithuania, across the Suwalki Gap, started going west, started coming back along the southern border of Kaliningrad, and got to here and broke off. And then flew straight back home. Okay? See that? Straight back home. Not coming down here. From here, they're out of there, all the way across here, and then they made a loop and landed. This is kind of the same thing they did when they got shot at over the Black Sea by the Russians a couple years ago.
No, it's 135.
And they didn't kill anybody for over 90 days. I don't remember exactly how long, but it was well over 90 days before they told anybody that they got shot at. And then we had the P-8 come in, and then the EAM, and then the Russians said that they had proof that NATO had attacked Russia. That's what Russia says. RT has said it. BRICS News has said it. All the main Russian news channels are saying it, that they have documented proof that NATO has attacked Russia. And so shortly after that, the EAMs, emergency action messages, started rolling out.
And there was at times there.
We've been trying to cover it ever since.
There was at times, of course, some of you was here during our first live today that I couldn't even get words in at times because there was so many EAMs coming out. And what was neat about this is as soon as I started the live just a minute ago, we had a new call sign. The call sign was no F's, as in no fucks. I've never heard that call sign forever. Sabrus, let me fix that. Yeah, hang on a minute. Let me fix that. That was my fault on the coffee link. Let me remove it. Let me remove it from here. I've got. Let me move that. Delete this message. Okay. It does that sometimes, especially when I pull the link from a copy and paste. There you go. Let me fix this. I didn't mean to do that. Remove. Put that in. There you go. Now that link should work over there, Zebras. All right. But I forget how many EAMs we had. Let me look here. It's the second at the EAM channel. We've had 19. And one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We've had a few since then, so we're over 19. Well, anyway, majority of them happened between about 4:30 and 6:50. Okay. Thank you, Collie. I will look into that. But anyway, back to this for a minute.
Over the network. I haven't done that yet. I was more worried about it getting it back up so you guys could hear the EAMs and the jamming. Where's my Bob Marley? We be jamming now. We need that button, Racer. Out to our member. Link in the all call.
Let's see here. I'm thumbing through here a minute.
In Ukraine, who are crooks are Russians. Zelensky isn't a crook, neither is anybody else in the Ukrainian military. And those who were crooks in the Ukrainian military were Russian supporters. And they've pretty much been removed from it. I've been to Ukraine. No, the UFO video release is a distraction. That's BS, Roach. Stop smoking that shit and coming in here. I don't know if it's related to the ref incident today. I just have the link from Bricks News that says RT. I don't follow RT, so I don't have it. I'm sure you can find it on RT. Bricks says it's being reported throughout Russia's major news. You don't smoke? Well, I don't know what you're doing then. But it's not a distraction. It wasn't a rogue missile. Cruise missiles don't do that shit, okay? Especially two of them together. They don't do that. They were targeted to hit there. It was planned it would hit in the middle of the field and show the big hole. Well, they diagnosed you with dementia. Okay.
Yeah,
No
let's
worries.
see here.
And it's not only 53, then you're just a young. My is already used. Poke. Southern Stud, you know nothing. 40 West and shot down most of the missiles.
I'm looking for some.
That Candace, fucker Tucker. Yeah, I used to like Tucker too. And back to the Democrats, follow the money that the U.S. gave to Ukraine.
Exactly.
And track the money to the company that flew the weapons over to Ukraine for the U.S.
Exactly. And also this $300 billion number that our lovely commander-in-chief is saying is made up in his brain.
We don't know we're up to the second one. We're not sure that the second one's ever been found. Yes, he did a whole lot of stupid shit like that. That's how they got their money. I mean, that's what do you think Hunter was doing over there working for Burisma? That's Russians.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you can't hold it against the government if there's a company that's paying off a U.S. president's son. That's not Ukraine doing that. That's not the Ukrainian government. That's not the president of Ukraine. That's not the people of Ukraine. That's the senior officials at Burisma, which again is backed by Russia. There you go. 10% for the big guy. Oh, it's definitely a show. No, Southern Study, I don't believe that the Democrats long.
Alright, folks, you need to go over, if you haven't, go over and follow us on Rumble. That is where we will be going after this announcement on here. But I wanted to come on, break this down to you. About what is being said. This is coming from the bricks. The explosive drone discovered at the airport in Germany is linked to the Russian government. U.S. intel has found. Now, there was more drones seen last night in these same areas. Now, what is happening? Let me tell you where these drones are coming from. These drones are coming from the Russian Shadow Fleet ships off the coast of Germany, off the coast of other NATO members. These are the Russian Shadow tankers. What Russia is doing is they're putting drones on these Shadow tankers. And these drones are getting right out here. Let me get this over map. They're getting right here off the coast at nighttime, and guess what? They send a few of these drones up. And they go in here and fly around. And more than likely, I doubt that they recover these drones. They might. But more than likely, I think they fly them right back out here and just ditch them in the ocean after they got what they want off of them. Now, these drones last night had a wingspan of about 4 meters, reports are saying. So that's how Russia is getting these drones into these places. Now, these drones, you can't really see them on radar. They're so small, and they are made out of mostly plastic. So they really don't have a radar reflection. Plus, they fly them so low, the radar can't see them anyway. Also, Russia is calling on all BRICS members to begin joint development and manufacturing of drones. Now, why do they want to begin joint development and manufacturing of drones? Because they're going to use these drones to attack the West. This is another reason why Russia wants the Narva People's Republic up in the top of Estonia. Do you know, can anybody tell me, I know some of you here know what this Narva People's Republic has. What do they have up there in the Narva People's Republic in the tip-top Russian border of Estonia? Can anybody answer that? Also, I will talk about it when I get over to Rumble in a few, but it's about you, Boob. I don't know if you've noticed, but we have quit seeing any trolls. And you know what that means. Even though if we have the YouTube shorts playing, we see hardly any new names all of a sudden, like what we was seeing per stream. You remember, been first about a dozen streams here we done. We had a lot of new names. But anyway, can anybody tell me what these areas in the Narva People's Republic, up there next to the top, Narva People's Republic is what Russia is calling it now. Just like the DPRK and other areas in Kiev, not Kiev, but Ukraine that they named. Somehow they use People's Republic as their name down there too. Well, Russia is wanting to annex that area because can anybody tell me why? Well, I'll go ahead and say it since no chatters. This area has a rare earth mine. And this rare earth mine makes two, not just one, but two types of rare earth magnets. The other type of rare earth magnets, except for your high output, not high output drone motors, but your regular high rare earth magnet, it also produces a magnet that is used for high output drone motors. And what does Russia need a lot of? High output drone motors. That's the reason why Russia wants to invade the Narva People's Republic. It also has it's the area where most of Estonia gets its electricity from. But yep, Russia has called on all BRIC member states to begin joint development and manufacturing of drones. And we all know what they're going to be used to do. Now, yeah, that rare earth magnet is a mineral. But it's rare earth magnets. And it's just not one rare earth magnet. It's two different types of rare earth magnets. The one that they need the most is for high output drone motors. And that's the reason why they're setting up information space about the Narva People's Republic. Now, this was a couple months ago about this type of news. But came out today. The explosive drone discovered at the airport in Germany is linked to the Russian government. And there was more drones overnight flying around. Reports high as 7 additional drones were spotted last night. The big one is that Russia is planning to attack NATO. U.S. intelligence finds. Do you all remember the last time the U.S. intelligence said that Russia was going to attack somebody? Yep, that would be Ukraine. U.S. intel was saying that Russia was going to attack Ukraine. And then we were seeing all of these same type of ISR flights as we're seeing in the Baltics prior to the invasion of Ukraine, flying around in Ukraine. But yep, The U.S. intel is saying that Russia is going to attack NATO now. Imagine that. It seems like we've been saying that for a while on this channel. But that was coming. It's not that hard to see. The big one for today is Russian media is reporting that NATO was involved in direct strikes on Russia and has obtained evidence. I repeat, the Russian media today is saying that NATO was involved in direct strikes on Russia and has obtained evidence. Now, as we was trying to break all this news, we had that 135 that was flying around Kaliningrad today, Squawk 7700, which is a general emergency. What's weird about it, as soon as it squawked 7700, it done what? Yeah, it broke out of its pattern and flew home. Phew. See, that's almost the same thing happened down here a couple years ago when Russia launched a projectile at that 135. That's the reason why the 135 does not fly in the Black Sea anymore without fighter escorts. And then on top of all of this intel coming out that Russia is fixing to attack NATO, all of a sudden our ISR flights around Kaliningrad and the Gap area increase tenfold. Yep. They're looking at something. We know what it is. Russia's fixing to try to take this Gap. But after that 135 squawked 7700, we had a big influx in EAMs. There was sometimes there in the past broadcasts that we done earlier that I could not even talk. What I'm going to do is I am going to drop a link over here to our Rumble channel. You all need to go over here and subscribe to our Rumble. Here's a couple links to it. All 35 of you, go over there and check out the Rumble channel. Subscribe to it, because that's where we're going after this. Because I've got some videos I want to show you, and I can't show them over here. And one of them is how a frictionary... Yeah, it started today, Gray Fawn, again over here. Yeah, sadly. That started again today on this channel. And when we went live a minute ago, we went -5 on our subscribers. So that has started again too. But anyway, we are going to go to Rumble. So you all take that link, start getting moved over to Rumble for me, please. Because I've got some videos that I want to share with you all. One of them is a fictional invasion of the Baltics and how it would play out. And it's pretty interesting, and it is based on real information of how NATO will move and how everything works in NATO. This guy done a lot of work making that video. So you all get to moving over there. There's a link. You don't have to have an account to just watch. Also, I will be setting up a locals account over on Rumble. And for the ones that don't want to use the coffee club to join our closed network. You will be able to use a Rumble membership. So I will be setting that up within. I'm gonna try to do it tonight, but it will definitely be within the next few days. So if you all want to become a member over on Rumble, just like the old YouTube account was, you can also gift memberships on Rumble and give us super chats on Rumble. It's just like the old YouTube was. Until we can get this one monetized, it will be greatly appreciated. So I'm going to end this YouTube stream, and we will be on Rumble for the rest of the night. But I just wanted to come over here and break all this news in one little tight-knit segment about what's going on right now. What we have been saying is now starting to play out. Right on the timeline that I and a few other people have been saying it would play out on. I don't like to be correct about this stuff. I wish I would have been wrong. And I was hoping I was going to be wrong. But sadly, it looks like I was correct again. And folks, I really didn't want to be correct about this. Because this is going to involve the use of nuclear weapons towards the end. Especially tactical nuclear weapons use in Europe. But yep, I was really hoping that I was going to be wrong about this. Sadly, it doesn't look like I'm going to be. But once the U.S. now came out and said that U.S. intelligence is saying that Russia is fixing to attack NATO, that's pretty much it right there. Especially with this administration the way they are. If this admin is coming out, our intelligence community, with this administration that's pro-Russia, is coming out and saying that Russia is fixing to attack NATO, they're going to really do it. There's too much evidence that points to it also, that Russia is going to attack NATO. Too much evidence, set in stone, too much troop movement. Russia's building and remodeling too many bases on the NATO border. They're moving too much stuff around. They're putting tactical nuclear weapons up next to the NATO border in the Baltics area, especially. They've moved tactical nuke units into Belarus. They've also got land mobile. I'm not for sure if it's ICBMs or IRBMs, but they've got road mobile units that they supposedly gifted to Belarus. Of course, we know that's kind of a lie, because some documents that the State Duma passed a while back was pretty much integrating the Belarusian military into the Russian armed forces. So the Belarusians are pretty much just an extension of the Russian army now. Kind of like these countries was during the USSR. Does anybody have any questions whatsoever on anything I have spoke of here? Because we're getting to that point of time to where you need to be getting your ducks in a row, because shit is fixing to get very real very fast. Now, this isn't going to happen tomorrow. This is going to play out over the next few months. The Baltics are a very swampy area, especially around the Swampy Gap. Russia's going to have to wait until these areas freeze up before they can move their tanks. If they go right now, it will not work because their tanks will just sink. They're going to have to wait until the ground freezes. And that's not too far off from now. Any questions? Anybody got any questions about anything that we have discussed? You need to have at least 6 to 8 months of food, no less. Now, I'm saying this, others will say it won't be. Towards the end of this, when Russia attacks NATO, there will be the use of at least tactical nuclear weapons. It's set in stone to me. I see no other way. Russia will use tactical nuclear weapons. Hey, folks, with this, I see nobody's got any questions. So I am going to end the YouTube stream. I think we have discussed everything that was in the title now, YouTube. So you cannot say that I'm doing spam. Everything in the title of this stream has been discussed. So don't play them games again with me, please. That's what they done last time. And that's the reason why they deleted our channel. Interesting, I find. So, with that, we will see you on Rumble, because I want to get into this video. Take that link that I've posted in chat. I posted 3 times. Get moved over to Rumble. We will see you there. All right, folks, over here